Today we're going to read a book that starts with the letter P, and one of those words is up here. Pig. So we're going to be reading about a pig. It is called The Pig in a Wig. So I'll go ahead and read, and then that's it. So, The Pig in a Wig. Once there were some animals who lived on a farm in a humble, tumble-down barn. One of them was a pig called Piggotty. One of them was a pig called Piggotty. Piggotty was a polite, kind-hearted pig, but she was rather proud of her looks, and she spent hours admiring her reflection in the duck pond. She believed herself to be the prettiest, pinkest, most perfect pig in the whole world. So here's Piggotty. One morning, some lambs passed by the farmyard gate on their way to the fields. Piggotty was gazing at herself in the duck pond as usual. The lambs were very pleased with their new woolly coats and hadn't yet learned any manners. They stopped to stare at her. Oh, pig, you're pink and ugly, and you're bald too, they pleaded. You think that's nice? I don't think so. The lambs skipped off giggling, leaving Piggotty to gaze at her reflection again. Instead of the prettiest, pinkest, most perfect pig, she now saw an awful, ugly, bald pig. A tear trickled down her snout and plopped into the duck pond. Boop. Why had she been born bald? She wondered. There must have been some mistake. She dried off her eyes and decided to ask some of her barnyard friends. She found the old horse munching hay in the barn. Excuse me, said a little Piggotty, most politely, but could you tell me why I'm bald? Bald? Ah, yes, the old horse said, clearing his throat. The reason you're bald is that you have no mane, he replied. And please, asked Piggotty, is that what makes me so awfully ugly? Why, of course, snickered the horse. There is no finger thing in all the world than a glossy and galloping mane. I see, Piggotty, thank you. Piggotty trotted into the barnyard, where she spotted the Marmalade Cat curled up in a sunny spot. Excuse me, said Piggotty, most politely, but do you know why I am bald? The Marmalade Cat opened one eye and looked at Piggotty. The reason you're bald is that you're wearing no fur, she replied. Piggotty sadly nodded. Is that what makes me so awfully ugly? Of course, purred the cat. There is no finer thing in the world than a lickable, tickable fur. I see, said Piggotty. Thank you. For the rest of that day, Piggotty hid herself from the other animals. It was after dark when she returned to the humble, tumble-down park. Only the moon was out. Oh, luminous moon, sighed Piggotty. Why was I born so bald and awfully ugly? To her great surprise, a voice replied, The reason you're bald is that you have no fabulous feathers to flaunt. Piggotty looked up. It wasn't the moon talking after all. It was a singing cock on the roof. Can you help me? Piggotty said. I've asked everyone why I'm bald and awfully ugly, and they said it's because I haven't gotten a glossy and galloping mane or lickable, tickable fur, not to mention fabulous feathers to flaunt. But I don't see what I can do about it. The cock strutted back and forth on the crest of the roof. It would indeed be a strange and wonderful sight if a pig could grow feathers. The cock crowned. Suddenly, Piggity had no idea. Without thanking the singing cock or bidding it good night, she trotted into the barn. All that night, while the other animals slept, strange rustling and scuffling sounds came from Piggity's corner. I forgot to show you all the other pages. This is kind of broken. That was the other one. Oh. Just then, the young lambs passed by the gate, following their mothers up to the fields. "Look at that pig! Look at that pig!" shouted one. "What she's got on her head?" "The pig is wearing a wig," they cried. They all crowded around the gate, bleating and giggling at poor Piggity. "The pig in a wig! The pig in a wig!" they said. "Aw, poor Piggity. Y'all think it's nice to make fun of someone? No. So that's why we gotta be careful with our words, because sometimes it hurts people's feelings." Piggity's pink face turned red. She spun around and fled up the hill. She didn't stop running until she reached the big farmhouse off to the top. There she crept into the shadow of the wall and wept. Tears ran down her plump cheeks, and the straw wig lay cropped and crumpled on her head. "Whoa, whoa!" a voice wailed nearby. Piggity sniffled and listened. It was coming from the farmhouse. "Hush, hush, my darling. Don't cry, my precious," another voice sang. Standing on her hind legs, Piggity could see into the window. The farmer's wife sat on the floor washing something in a tub. In the tub of water lay a baby human. Its eyes were screwed up tight and its two tiny hands waved in the air. It was as pink as Piggity, but what surprised her most was this: the baby was completely bald. It was a pink, plump, and perfectly hairless human. The farmer's wife tickled the baby's round tummy. "You're beautiful, my beautiful angel." The baby began to gurgle and giggle. Piggity pressed her face against the glass, smiling. At that moment, the farmer's wife looked up and saw the bedraggled, bewigged face at her window. "Help!" she screamed. "A horrible hairy monster!" Piggity fell over backward with a fright. The crooked and crumpled wig fell off. She left it in the mud and galloped through the gate and back down the hill. That night, Piggity told her story to the other animals in the humble tumble-down barn. "And so," she concluded, if you hairy humans think you're a horrible monster, but if you're bald, and so, she concluded, if you hairy humans think you are a horrible monster, but if you're bald," and here she blushed modestly, "they call you an angel. And they say you are beautiful," she added, holding up her head a little higher. Yep. Piggity had never worn a wig since that day. She doesn't believe that the finest thing in all the world is a glossy, galloping mane, or a lickable, tickable fur, or fabulous feathers to flaunt. She thinks that pigs are born just perfect. The end. Okay, well, remember, guys, don't be mean to your friends. And you should not be bullying or picking on your friends. We should be nice to everyone because sometimes your words hurt other people. And so that is all we're going to talk about today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.